Hey, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another easy weeknight dinner recipe. Tonight we are making the ultimate vegan nachos. Stay tuned. Okay, so tonight I promised I would show you guys how I took the leftover cheese from the macaroni and cheese I made in my last recipe video, which if you haven't seen, I will link it here for you to watch at the end of the video. How I turned that into a nacho cheese sauce and how I make an ultimate pan of nachos for my family. So this should be really short and sweet and to the point and delicious. So let's get started. All right. Don't mind my big old pregnant belly in the way here. The first thing we're going to do is line our baking pan and preheat the oven to 400 degrees. I'm going to use my family's favorite tortilla chips, these donkey tortilla chips. They're really hearty and really delicious. And then we just lay these evenly on the baking sheet. Now I do always buy 2 bags because these are going to be super loaded nachos, so you need to make sure you have extra chips to scoop up all the extra toppings. And I'm going to take these cheddar shreds. I usually get the pepper jack shreds and they didn't have them. So I'm going to show you a little trick because these cheddar shreds can be a little bland. We're going to take these and half of a packet of our taco seasoning. And we're just going to make DIY Mexican seasoned cheese. Just shake it up so the seasoning gets all incorporated. And this will save you from having that bland vegan cheese issue. So we're just going to take our shreds and distribute about half the bag over our chips. The other half we'll save for quesadillas throughout the week. If you're new to veganism or new to dairy-free, you'll learn that with vegan cheese, you don't need as much as with regular cheese. A little goes a long way. And we're using our cheese sauce too. So this should be about the perfect amount. I'm going to pop this pan in the oven at 400 degrees till our cheese is melted. And in the meantime, we're going to make our toppings. Okay. So now we've got our cheese sauce that we reserved from our mac and cheese the other day. I just want to reheat this, but I also want to add to it to give it a nacho cheese flavor. So we're going to put this in a saucepan. To this, I've chopped up about 4 tablespoons of pickled jalapenos. I'm going to add that right in. We're going to add some of the pickle brine from the jalapenos to thin it out a little bit. And then our taco seasoning mix that we used in our cheese, we're just going to sprinkle some of this in here too. We're going to stir this in, and then I'm just going to let this simmer and warm up, and that's all you need to do to take your macaroni and cheese sauce and make it nacho cheese. You can also skip the seasoning and the jalapenos and just dump some of your favorite salsa in here, and you can heat it up in your microwave if you want. We're just using the stove anyways, so why not do this all on here? While this is warming, I'm going to make our taco meat. So I'm a big fan of the Light Life Smart Grounds for taco meat, so we're just going to use 1 package of these. Pop it into a skillet. I promise that turns into grounds. We're going to put our skillet on medium. We're going to use about 4 ounces of water. And then we'll use 1 package plus the leftover, whatever we had left from the cheese and the cheese sauce, of taco seasoning. And we're just going to crumble and warm this while our cheese is melting in the oven. Okay, so I also do have a can of refried beans. You want to get the ones that say fat-free or vegetarian to make sure there is no lard in them. These I'm just going to heat up in the microwave, honestly. So we'll put these to the side, because I don't know about you, but in my house, the most important component to any nachos is the guac. So I'm going to show you how I've made guacamole since I was probably 16 years old. So a lot of people like to overcomplicate guacamole. I've been making it this simple way since I was 16, and it has been a favorite since then. So we're going to start with 2 ripe avocados. Now, a lot of people will tell you just take your knife and hit the pit. That's a great way to cut your hand. When I peel an avocado, the side with the pit, I just quarter, or half, I guess, and then twist. And you can peel this off, pull the pit right out, and you don't cut your hand. Okay, then I'm going to use the juice of half of a lime. Some salt. Start with about a teaspoon and work your way up. I always recommend you try your guac on a chip too, because the salt content of the chip will make a difference in how much salt you need in your guacamole. Some ground black pepper. And then I'm going to mash my avocado a little bit, and then we'll just add some tomato and red onion, and that's it. Alright, we're going to slice up 1 Roma tomato. On very rare occasions, usually in the winter when produce just doesn't taste as good, I'll add a little bit of fresh garlic to my guacamole as well. But guacamole should really just celebrate fresh flavors. Fresh avocado, fresh lime, fresh tomato, simplicity will make you the most crowd-pleasing guacamole. And if you ever see a recipe that calls for sour cream, just run in the other direction. That is not a guacamole, that's a dip. Alright, for a red onion, you're just going to cut 1 decent-sized ring. Red onion is a strong flavor. A little goes a really long way. Just going to chop this. Alright, we're just going to mix in our tomato and onion. When you're done mixing it in, taste it. Add salt, pepper, and even lime as you need it. That'll all vary by avocado. And then just set it to the side. Now I'm just going to heat up my refried beans in the microwave, and then I'll come back when it's time to assemble our nachos. Alright, so now it is time to top our nachos. And I know this might sound a little weird, but I have a very specific way that I top my nachos, and I swear it saves the chips from getting too soggy. So the first thing I do is layer on some refried beans. Don't be shy with the toppings. Like I said, we have an extra bag of chips, or you can use forks to get all the toppings up. Once we get the beans down, I like to drizzle some taco sauce. Just pick whichever your favorite one is. This one happened to be on sale today, so it became my favorite. After the taco sauce, we go in with the cheese sauce. These are already looking so good. The best thing about this cheese sauce is it is the sauce from our macaroni and cheese. So it is potatoes, carrots, and cashews. They do have really great nacho cheese sauces that are vegan in the stores. The Siete brand is my favorite, but this is so easy to make. But if you don't want to make it, I highly recommend the siete. Okay, so once we have that down, we'll go in with our taco meat. And sprinkle this. These are also great for a party. These Light Life crumbles are the best if you're entertaining non-vegans. I have served them many, many times, and people didn't even realize I wasn't serving them meat. All right, so those are our hot toppings. Now we're gonna move on to our cold toppings. So to make this transition, and because I don't think it's a good pan of nachos without it, I add a good layer of lettuce. This gives you a good break between the hot and the cold, and a good refresher. I'm a huge fan of lettuce on my nachos. Let me know in the comments below what your like must-have nacho topping is. And then after the lettuce, you could just cut up some tomato and onion, but I actually picked up some Pico De Gallo from my local grocery store that looked really good, and we're just going to use that and make it super easy. So this is just a Southwest Pico De Gallo. It has some corn and black beans in it too. And at noon, when my pregnant self was shopping, this looked delicious. So that's how that happened. Now my store was out of vegan sour cream, so we're not using that today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. The guacamole gives you that creaminess though. So we've got our Pico de Gallo. Now before I add my guac, because I like that to be my final layer, I'm just going to sprinkle a tiny bit of these cold shreds on top. And then on with our guac. And there you have it, y'all. Vegan, ultimate, cheesy nachos. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed learning how I make my nacho cheese and my guacamole. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a whole lot every time you guys comment and like and subscribe. So thank you so much for those of you who already subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed but you like my content, I'd love if you'd hit that red subscribe button. I hope you enjoy these nachos. I'm going to go devour this with my family, and I'll talk to you all in my next video. Thanks. Bye.